The Sculk Horde mod got a massive new update, and today we're gonna go over everything that it adds. And one of the most notable things is that there's a new way to kill the Horde. But before that, let's go over a bunch of new features that will help you or the Horde. When a mob die from the Horde, they will drop a fleshy compost block. And this is the new way the Horde will collect mass from— oh my god, it's so big in my hand. What the heck? Anyway, that's the new way that the Horde will collect mass from killed entity depending on their HP. There's also a new way that the Horde can collect mass, but also reduce lag. When a cursor, the thing that does the infection, this entity here that you can follow with the hitbox on, steps on seeds, look at that, it's already disappearing. Every plant type, anything that can drop from leaves, grass, flowers, is gonna get eaten up by this cursor here. So it also reduces the number of items on the floor, but also give it mass. Another way to reduce lag, the Sculk Horde mod now has a population cap that you can adjust in the config. So there won't be like 1,000 mobs running around if you decide to attack the Horde. The Sculk Enderman also got a few tweaks. His Sonic Boom attack now guarantees damage, ouch, even with protection. Also, these guys now shoot projectile that inflict corroded. Corroded is an effect that will always do a minimum of half a heart. Like right now, I'm still taking half a heart per tick. Ow, I have 1 minute of that, oh boy. His black hole effect will now push mobs away and into the air. Well, mobs. I'm not a mobs, but as you can see, look at that. The mobs are spinning around. Oh, there we go, there's a zombie. Alright, now that we've checked some of the small changes, it's time to look at the new way to defeat the Horde. And for that, we're gonna go down, activate the Horde at the tomb. And this has not changed. You go here in survival mode, and there we go. We've awakened the Horde. And in order to defeat the Horde, we're gonna have to wait for it to grow some nodes and advance to a later stage. So we're just gonna go back in the sky right here and wait for this time lapse. Well, that was disappointing. I was looking this way all this time thinking it was gonna infect there, but instead the Horde decided to go this way, and look at that, it really infected really far. And since the last time we checked and a new update on the Horde, there has been an update on the Phantom that I haven't covered yet, so sometime the Phantom will now drop itself to make like a Sculk Spore Spewer, and they will also attack and infect diseased cyst, which makes the Horde gain a lot of mass. Oh, there we go, that's what I mean. They just drop themselves and start to infect like a Spore Spewer. And like always, they generate chunks, so when they travel, they can infect even if you're not there. Which means, like you see here, these guys generate chunks, so they can go further than where you are. This has always been the case, but I think it's important that you know that, because it can be disabled now in the config if you don't have a big computer or a big servers and you don't want your game to just explode with lag. Speaking of which, holy crap, it really went far. Look at that. Anyway, we now have nodes, and I can explain to you how to beat the Sculk once and for all. So the first thing you will need is to find the node. Of course, you can just fly around and find the nodes, but sometimes— oh, there we go. We have another one that spawned, but there's now an item called the Eye of Purity, kind of easy to craft, that can locate the closest node, just like an Eye of Ender. And if you go inside the node and destroy the core— please let me destroy it. Come on, please. Okay, let's use a quicker method. This should do the trick. There we go. It drops a chunk of brain. And with a chunk of brain, you can craft a dormant heart of the Horde and the soul harvester that you will both need to defeat the Horde. Also, when a node is destroyed, it will slowly degrade after some time. Alright, let's go somewhere where there's a bit less Sculk to talk about that. Once you have both of these items, you're gonna need a lot of mobs to fuel this thing, because it feeds on soul. Just like a Skull Catalyst, this thing collects the soul of any entity that dies near to it. And in order to defeat the Horde, you're gonna have to wake up the dormant heart of the Horde by placing it here, by killing a bunch of mobs. So this might be a good idea to place this thing near your cow farm, or anything that contains a lot of mobs, or mobs that gives a lot of XP. So if we just proceed to murder all of these cows, just like that, here we go. You can see that the meter here is filling up ever so slightly, so let's just murder everything. All right, and we are almost done with a full pen of cows. Oh my god, let's put a few more and let's do that again. Almost. Come on. Oh, come on. Alright, when you see it do this, it means it's working. And now the dormant heart of the Horde will become a regular heart of the Horde. And now that you finally have this, you need to purify it with the pure souls and a few essence of purity. Pure souls, like always, are crying souls with 8 essence of purity, and to make a crying soul, you just need to infect crying obsidian. And when you finally have your heart of purity, well, like last time, we're gonna go back inside the infection. And to be more precise, we're gonna have to go back inside the tomb to right-click on the ancient node with this heart. And once you get in here, I can't see anything, but ow, leave me alone. Somewhere here, to be honest, the heart is extremely hard to see when in the darkness. I can't seem to find it. It's somewhere. Where is it? Also, there's a lot of new particles, as you can see. Alright, I found it. Okay, so I just need to, there we go, right click on it, and everything becomes clear. And oh my god, I'm almost dead. And just to tell you how hard this is, I'm in full prot 4 netherite armor, and now that it's dead, the ancient node should start to purify the area. Oh, there we go. Look at the particles. Yeah, there's now a battle of like infecting and purifying, but this thing will kill the mobs around and purify the area around the tomb. Ouch. But if you cleanse the Horde and you still want to face the Horde for just getting gears or having another experience of it, you can reanimate the Horde with the heart of the Horde. So make sure to at least have enough brain to reactivate the Horde before killing it if you ever want to reactivate it, because if you don't have enough, there's not gonna be a way to reactivate it back. But before you leave, there's a few other stuff that I want to talk about this new update. First of all, if you kill the Sculk Enderman, there's a chance it will drop one of 2 new discs. These music discs are made by Firel, and they're the same artist that made the music for The Better End. There's also a bunch of new advancements, so you can always look at that to know what you need to do to defeat the Horde. And a bunch of bug fixes that I will not talk about here, but you can just look at it at the screen right now. It improved performances, reduced crashes, and just really fun bug fix overall, so... I never mentioned that, but I have a Discord, so if you want to join and talk, give me suggestion, just talk about the mods or Minecraft or whatever, you can join it. I'm mostly active on my Discord, so you can have a chat. And as always, you're awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. I'm gonna listen to that now.